Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Digital asset investor, and I'm having to be a little bit quiet because of the old kid issue. Okay, so let me get this one going. So the market has tanked, and I'm about to show you why. We've got it's another stupid, silly reason why. We've got Elon Musk, who tweeted this out about Bitcoin last night. Bitcoin heartbreak. I know I said it would be over between us if I quoted another Linkin Park song, but I've found someone else, him. So in the end, it didn't even matter. Let me see if this one says anything else. This is also stupid. And then he retweets this: "I miss you. Why are you crying? Because I miss you." And it's got a cartoon of the market. And in other words, he says something bad about Bitcoin. It is so dumb that, the market basically is down $100 billion over this. This kind of stuff I laugh at doesn't mean anything. It's silly, but at the same time, you got Market Watch picking it up. Crypto prices slip after Elon Musk implies a breakup with Bitcoin. And then I think John Deaton said it better than anybody. He says, "I have to accept that I own an asset class that goes down 5% because an eccentric genius billionaire, Elon Musk, decided to troll Twitter for fun, or because he's bored. I'm not mad. I'm just making an honest observation about my investments." Well, I'll take it a step further. I think that what you have is an eccentric genius billionaire who's probably sipping on some alcoholic beverages and playing on Twitter. I think it's even worse probably than what John Deaton is saying. But in any event, it's as stupid as Dogcoin is. It's all ridiculous. It doesn't mean anything in the scheme of what we're talking about. It's really just, it's like Charles Hoskinson said, the Dogcoin thing is just an embarrassment to the whole industry. Well, I think that a drunk, eccentric, genius billionaire is an embarrassment to the whole industry. The fact that even matters to anyone is an embarrassment. Dark Defender said you seen yesterday XRP tried to $1.07 again and rejected it. That's why we have resistance and supports. As soon as she breaks there, she'll continue the trend. I follow the same chart. XRP has not finalized her pattern yet. Our target $13 is clear, and I have zero doubt. Hashtag zero doubt. I love it. RizXRP sent us this. Okay, this is from Senator Cynthia Lummis. We need to bring our financial system into the 21st century. That's why we need the financial caucus. This caucus will educate senators on both parties about digital assets, blockchain, faster payments, and how the United States can surpass countries like China. I don't believe that we have to surpass China at all. I think this was planned a long time ago. Now, but they're playing the game. And this is also from RizXRP. This is interesting. From Matthew Lana, former U.S. Treasurer Rosie Rios aims to break glass walls. I chose Ripple because I strongly believe it is one of the few cryptos, let me make sure I do, is one of the few cryptos providing a legitimate and credible form of facilitating cross-border payments in a way that's never been done before. And she, so here's what's interesting. Got that from RizXRP, and for some reason, it popped in my head this from Mark Carney yesterday, and you need to see it again. You need to see it 1,000 times. This is where he had his Freudian slip about Ripple.
Wholesale finance opportunities, and so you see a lot of activity around that based off of Ethereum or Ripple, other currencies like that, and they may well have a role, but at the core of this.
Now, he sure did jump off of Ripple right quick, didn't he? And just for fun, I decided I would go to Google and type in Rosie Rios and Mark Carney just to see if they knew each other. And before I show you that, I want to show you this Mark Carney video you may not have seen. Watch.
Means, but the payment system itself, and how can that be improved?
And by the way, this is I believe this is when he was the governor of the Bank of England, which is a paying Ripple customer.
There's a variety of ways that it is being improved, and there's others. But one of the issues, which links back to the speech, is whether or not there are going to be central bank digital currencies in order for there to be instantaneous, costless payments domestically and potentially cross-border, which would be to the benefit of citizens and businesses, and particularly small and medium-sized businesses, but all businesses. And the question is whether could that happen? And the answer is yes, it could happen. In fact, Mr. Haldane is helping to lead our efforts in thinking about how the various ways, and there's more than one way you could do it, and various avenues to do it. But the question is, if you do have that happen, does it make sense to do it on a coordinated fashion with some of the core central banks, which brings benefits in and of itself from a cross-border perspective, but happens to be a component of a more seamless rebalancing of how transactions are priced. Because, and I'll finish with this, it's not just about the financial spillovers, although those are incredibly important, and they're one of the reasons why the equilibrium interest rate is so low, and Dr. Galega in another speech pointed out that why the left-hand tail risk is higher. But it's the fact that a disproportionate amount of real transactions, purchases of goods and services, are priced in US dollars, even when the two countries have nothing to do with the US. They don't touch the US. And as more and more activity moves online, the question is, what is the currency of choice online? And could the currency of choice online be better balanced between a basket of central bank digital currencies, which is not a new currency, but is a back-to-back of those? And that's the question on it.
Hello. So anyway, what happened when I typed in Rosie Rios and Mark Carney? Well, this is what came up. This is the first thing I saw. And this is from Apple Podcasts, BNY Mellon Perspectives, which is the BNY Mellon podcast, a content series. May 24th, their last one was Mark Carney, Finding Value in Values. And right before that, May 21, Robin Vince and Rosie Rios, Crisis and Recovery from 2008 to Present. And I'm sure that's just a coincidence, including the coincidence that PolySign has, we've always talked about how BNY Mellon, the creators of the XRP ledger, along with two retired BNY Mellon executives, are executives at PolySign. I've always thought that, and one of them, of course, who you can't see his picture. Okay, moving along. This was sent to me last night, and I wanted to show you this because this is the article that was sent to me. G7 finance ministers meet in London to broker global tax deal. And in this tax deal, when I was reading it on my phone, it actually talks about how carbon taxes were on the table. But if you click on the link, they've changed the title of the article. They don't want it to say global tax. They used a term that'll be a little bit less, that maybe won't offend people as much. It's called just tax reform. I'll take you back. It was called Meet in London to Broker Global Tax Deal. People don't like the talk of global taxes, I think. So they changed the wording. But there's Janet Yellen, who does not like Bitcoin. All right, so moving along. And then you had this, EU plans new digital wallet for payments across 27 nations. And this is really, they're talking about having a wallet. One thing I saw that was interesting in this, the commissioner in charge of the digital policy, Thierry Breton, you know that this guy's last name, his family was probably part of the reason they called it Bretton Woods back in the day. But I thought that was pretty crazy that it's almost like it's symbolic to have someone from wherever they got that name, Bretton Woods. It's almost like it's symbolic that this is the new Bretton Woods, the changeover to the digital system, and they're using one of the heirs to the Breton family. I'm assuming that's a Breton family. Okay, Chad Steingraber, I don't know if I said that right, sent me this last night. So I've told you about how big the Bitcoin 2021 conference in Miami is supposed to be. Now, this is Michael Arrington right here. He says he took the picture. Brad Garlinghouse, interesting. Brad Garlinghouse, Steve, these guys are from Algorand. Okay, I need to follow them. Both of these guys are from Algorand, all at the same place at the same time. Okay, so these guys are obviously know each other or are friendly with each other. So I decided to type in, because I remembered Algorand was hatched out of MIT, I believe. So I typed in Algorand Gary Gensler, and this is what came up from Michael B., who's been on Twitter a lot with XRP over the years. New SEC cop and Algorand's founder, Gary Gensler and Silvio McKinley have something very much in common, MIT. Who is he? He's the founder of Algorand. And then it goes on, he's also a Ford professor at engineering CSAIL MIT. Who's Gary Gensler? Well, we all know, newly appointed SEC chair, unconfirmed, now he's confirmed. MIT, anyway, because he's quite an active, the fact that these two gentlemen have close ties to MIT is nothing to sneeze at. Just to be a part of MIT alone is amazing. I'm quite sure they know and respect one another with the highest regard. And then this guy right here just happens to be an MIT, Oxford and MIT futurist. Listen to what he says from Real XRP Boy.
Folks, since I published my article about, Bitcoin already exists and it's doing it all already. It is the federated global. Well, no. First of all, it's not federated. Second of all, despite the descriptions of it, Bitcoin is not actually decentralized. There's a very, very, very small number of individuals, fewer than 10, who personally control a significant portion of the Bitcoin infrastructure. So it's not decentralized, even though it started out that way. There's been consolidation. And finally, I personally speak to dozens of central bank officials and finance ministry officials, and they don't trust Bitcoin. And more importantly, they're not going to give over their ability to modulate the wild swings in their economy to Bitcoin.
I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe. Hit the like button. Tell your friends and family that the central banks just don't like Bitcoin.